Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the brand new Bell Rogue open face helmet available at RevZilla.com. So at first glance, the Rogue is a groundbreaking new helmet from Bell. It's taking the best of what we've seen in their half helmet line, and it's adding a nice, iterative, badass flavor to it. There's really no other way to describe it. If we look at it from an application standpoint, it's going to cater to the rider that wants the airflow and the feel of an open face helmet with some more protection. Think of it as a bandana on steroids. The big thing that jumps right out at you is this extendable and removable muzzle that we have right here on the front. We're going to get to that in a second. But if we look at it, 4 colors available: army green, matte black, gloss black, and then almost a gunmetal green that they call gunny. I'd love to hear your gut reaction to the Bell Rogue. Leave it for us on our YouTube channel, where you can always click right here, subscribe, stay up to date with all the latest gear reviews we're constantly rolling out. Now, a quick note on fit, and it is going to fit slightly differently. The guts of this helmet, the half helmet element of it, is going to fit much more like an RS1. They're staying with that fit pattern. It's an intermediate oval head shape. There really shouldn't be any surprises. And the nice part is you do have some of the feel and connectivity of what you'd see from a 3/4 helmet, even though ultimately the protective elements are really encompassed within this half helmet shape. And then with the front, it is completely adjustable. It moves in and out. You can see it here on the side. I'd press that button, and I slide it in and out. It's kind of I always call it Ron Popeil effect, the set it and forget it here on the side. And remember, if you're not sure about sizing, extra small through 2 extra large, 3 EPS sizes, 3 shell sizes, so you should be able to get it right. But we ship for free, exchange for free, no restock fee if you need to send it back to us. So take in mind that we're going to make it pretty painless if you're really concerned about buying and fit over the internet. Now back to the actual Rogue itself, back to some of the nuances, the nitty-gritty of the helmet. I've showed you the guts as a fully removable liner, but the way that it touches you and interfaces with you is actually quite unique. So you have this half helmet design, which is completely different from Bell. It's a different shape than we've seen. It's going to look great on a cruiser. You guys are thinking, oh, it's great, it's a Harley Davidson, it's a badass helmet. Honestly, I've seen this on a Monster. Looks phenomenal. Any naked bike, city rider, somebody that wants something different, likes the airflow of an open face helmet, but maybe wants a little bit more of a protective aspect. And it's, again, not protective in your full-face helmet regard of things, but it's really protective from the standpoint of, you know, bugs, road grime, rocks, Mother Nature. Again, it's an injection molded TPR that sits on the front here in the muzzle. Now we do have what they call the Shroud, which again is that same injected molded TPR that connects to the helmet with a proprietary material. And on the interior you have your EPS in the top, but it actually extends slightly below that, and it comes down to about here in the helmet. Now it's still rated as a DOT helmet, but again it's DOT as an open face or a half helmet, and you're getting just some of the benefits and comfort and support of that EPS slightly extending, but again, looking at it, it's just a nice added benefit. Now jumping back into the muzzle, you've heard me talk about few key things about the muzzle you need to know, besides the fact that it looks like Bane from Batman, which we absolutely love. It's using a technology called Fidlock, which is really an easy way to make it so this muzzle, once locked in, is non-removable. You have a magnetic hinge here, connection point, and then towards the back you're going to have this self-adjusting ratchet that you can kind of pull it down. Some guys that have been wearing this like to have it close to their face. Other folks like it with a little bit more room between your mouth and nose. Again, it's personal preference. But to remove it, you're actually going to slide it up. And you can see how I pull that out. This is a newer technology, Fidlock from Germany. We haven't seen it in a lot of places. But again, it makes it really easy because once you slide it out, you just pop it back in. There's no sliding it back in. It just pops back in. So again, it's kind of self-finding. You can do it in a pinch. Now looking at the muzzle and the breath box itself, again, really gnarly. They went for aggressive. It has some airflow vents here on the front. And as we turn it backwards, you're going to see that for winter riding, it does come with a removable 3D formed breath box. This is fleece lined. It's a breath guard. It's going to block some of that wind if it's really, really cold out, you know, saving you from having to wear an extra bandana. But again, when we remove it, now we're in kind of summer weight riding mode. And you can see that it still has a nice micro fleece in case it's touching your nose or touching your chin, depending on how you're wearing it. But now we do have cutouts here as well that are going to flow air. And I can chuck that bad boy back on it, and you can see how that works. Now, no surprises as we move down from it. Double D-ring construction. It's the same microfiber we see from Bell. One of the things that they've done that's really cool, in my opinion, is wearing this helmet. You could really wear it two ways. You can wear it with goggles, and a lot of guys wear a pair of riding goggles that might have a strap to go around the outside. They've left you enough room to be able to wear that goggle with the strap, no problem. But what they've also done is they've trimmed the density, and they've kind of put in an EPS, or not EPS, but our cheek pad towards the top here, that's going to be really accommodating for a pair of sunglasses. Now, if you're wearing a pair of gas can or oil cans from Oakley, I actually don't know if there's an oil can, I might have just made that up, but the gas cans from Oakley that have the really wide plastic frame, you might have a little bit of a tough time. But if you're wearing a normal pair of sunglasses, a normal pair of eyeglasses, you should be able to get them in no problem. And again, Bell took into account the fact that different riders are going to have different tastes and different styles, and you might do it, and you might want to integrate differently. As we start to rotate the helmet up as well, you're going to see that this EPS, or I'm sorry, the TPR, which is again this shroud, comes all the way around the front. And again, remember, it connects with the proprietary, they call it this ring connection that allows you to seamlessly, or allows Bell to seamlessly integrate the shroud into the EPS, into the outer shell of the helmet, so that it's not going to ever pull apart. And again, it becomes one seamless piece. And one of the things that I really like about the helmet is that they're not using your standard polycarb. It's not an entry-level helmet. You're using fiberglass, Kevlar, and resin. It's really a composite matrix here in the shell, so that allows them to make it a bit more lightweight, and it's going to be stronger than your typical polycarb helmet. Now, if we go for the guts, you can see that I can pull out my cheek pads that do have speaker pockets. And again, I'm curious, when this thing hits the market in mass, how people are going to feel about putting a Bluetooth communicator on there and how that's going to work. Right now, I think the jury's still out, but you can check out the comments on the video or on our page, and we'll see how people fare with it. And if we look at the neck roll, it comes all the way down. And here in the back, we have the neck roll that also is removable. And again, this is going to give you some nice connectivity and a nice point of comfort around the backside of your head, around the base of your skull. And that's going to snap in with two snaps. And it actually looks really well styled because you can see these cutaways, and you can see that kind of, that mesh that sits behind it, again, adds to the finish of the helmet. But again, that pulls out, and when you come in here, you can see how far the EPS comes down. So remember, that EPS is going to slightly extend underneath this ridge by about an inch, inch and a half. But it's giving you a little bit more room to stay covered, especially in the unfortunate event of a get-off. Now, if we look at the main comfort liner, fully removable, there's no vents on this helmet. They went streamlined. They didn't want to compromise the look, but it is an open face helmet, so it's going to flow a ton of air from the front anyway. And what they've done here, as I open it up, is you're going to see that we have big cutaways. We have a different area of mesh that's going to be sweat winking in the back. And remember, this is fully removable. It's fully washable. It's going to hold up over the long run. And you can see the way the EPS is done. Basic EPS without any cutaways. But again, it's meant to be comfort. We're calling this an intermediate oval head shape that's going to fit along those same lines as the RS1. So a final note on fit and fine tuning. Keep in mind, on the side, you're going to have these straps. Sizes up to large come with standard length. XL and 2X come with the longer length. You can buy the other length straps on RevZilla.com. So if you're in a large helmet and you want a little bit more clearance in the front, even though there's a good amount of adjustability out of the box, you can always get the other length size strap. I think on a final note, the last thing you have to remember is, as this is a new helmet in new waters at RevZilla.com from Bell, the worst thing you could probably do is pigeonhole it. So whether you are a sport bike rider, a naked bike rider on a Ducati Monster, something like that, a cruiser rider or a Harley-Davidson rider, if you're used to wearing a half helmet, if you want something that gives you a little bit more coverage, which really has a new badass look, the Bell Rogue should be something that you're evaluating. So don't put yourself in the box of saying, well, this is only a naked bike helmet or this is only a cruiser helmet. And keep in mind, if you want to walk through any of the nuances, shoot us a line, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. As always, I did mention that it ships for free, exchanges for free, no restock fee if you need to send it back to us because it is over $39. And as always, you can earn TeamZilla cash to be applied to your next order by continuing to shop with us. Find the Bell Rogue helmet at RevZilla.com/Bell. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.